Brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Grammy-nominated Hawaiian artist Willie K. September 27th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. And by Ford, we are local. Spectacular day, Pike Place Market. Look at Beecher's homemade cheese, a must-stop when you're in the market. Right now, let's get you back to Tom Glasgow. Tom?
All right, Dave, thanks so much. We have a final in and one getting close to a final in terms of a couple of games with a direct impact on the American.
Welcome, everybody, to Mariner Baseball tonight from Safeco Field here in Seattle. Dave Sims, along with Mike Blowers and the Root Sports crew. Critical series as the Athletics come to town. They've got a game-and-a-half lead on the Mariners. They battle for wild card positioning. Glad you could join us. First pitch to Coco Crisp. Up high for ball one. Paxton's been an outstanding performer for the Mariners since coming off the DL. Got off to a wonderful start at the beginning of the year before suffering the lat injury. Glorious conditions here, 70 degrees. Wind out of the southwest at 2 miles an hour. Flags barely moving. Umpires for tonight's game. Behind home plate, 32-year-old North Carolinian David Rackley in his first year on the big league staff. Mike Walensky at first, Jim Wolf at second, and Brian Gorman at third. Two-one. Missed outside, 3-1. Mariners on the season are 3-3 here at home against the Athletics. 6-4. That's how they finished in Oakland. Towards the line, here comes Michael Saunders with room. And there's one down. Let's take a look at the rest of the batting order for the Athletics.
Important to keep Coco Chris off the bases. So good job by Paxton to get retired. And then it is Gomes. Donaldson, want to stay away from Donaldson. He's the power for the A's. And it's Norris Lowry, an 8-game hitting streak, hitting 400 over those 8 games. Fryman, Soto, Punto, and Fold rounding out the 9 for the A's. And for Paxton, really having a good year for the Mariners. 5-2, but a 1.87 ERA, 38 strikeouts, 16 walks. Opponents hitting just .217 against James. Good fastball. He will be 94 to 98 miles an hour with a good curve and a changeup.
There's a strike to Johnny Gomes in his second tour of duty with the Athletics. Started the season with the Boston Red Sox, won a world championship with them last year. 1-1 to Johnny. It has been a struggle for the Athletics, and the Mariners have taken advantage. At one point, the Athletics had 106 consecutive days in first place. The threads have come out. Paxton 2-1 here. First place from April 28th to August 15th. Bob Melvin, manager of the year last year in the American League. A lot of it happened, Mike, when Cespedes was traded to the Boston Red Sox.
No, you're right. And the A's have lost their last 2 again in their last 10 games. They're 3-7. On the flip side of that, the Angels starting to run away with things. They've won 8 in a row. And so the A's now find themselves trying to hang on and get into this wild card just to make it into the postseason.
There's strike 2 to Johnny Gomes, full count.
I wonder if one of the big things you mentioned, Cespedes, of course, Lester coming over, who we're going to see in this series. I think anybody would like to have John Lester in their pitching rotation. But it was almost a move that for them to get deep into the postseason, maybe the World Series, and now they're having to battle just to get there.
Gomes sends one to center field, left center field for Austin Jackson. 2 outs.
Routine play for Jackson out in center field. Ackley, good to have him back in the lineup. He is in left field. Michael Saunders is in right. Kyle Seager, the third baseman. Miller and Cano playing up the middle. Morrison is at first, and Mike Zunino will do the catching tonight. Good to have Dustin Ackley back in the lineup.
No restrictions, said the skipper. Good to go.
Well, he's been one of their hot hitters, and they certainly missed him in that Houston series. So good to have him back.
Here's Josh Donaldson, the third baseman. Josh, the club leader. Games, runs, hits, total bases, doubles, homers, and RBIs. You mentioned the Angels. Their magic number is 7. Wins the division. Mariners will see plenty of them coming down this hot stretch drive. 4 games starting Monday, and then the final 3 games here at home.
Well, the Angels, with 16 games remaining, already at 91 wins. And with the way that they're playing, a real good chance to get to 100.
1-1. This grab fella came prepared, brought his glove. Here's how the Angels look in the standings. 10-game lead.
Something to keep in mind for the Mariners. 17 games left, 7 of them against the Angels, and the Angels, one of the hottest teams in baseball. So the Mariners have their work cut out for them.
Mariners are 7-5 against the Angels. 4-2 down in Anaheim. 2-2 count here to Donaldson.
And that's where the Mariners will start their next road trip. 4-game series in Anaheim, starting on Monday night.
Paxton, born in Richmond, British Columbia, raised in Ladner, BC. Got a 2-2 count here. Three and 2. He's a 2-time defending American League West champions. Come in from Chicago, where they lost 3 out of 4. Chris Sale beat them yesterday, 1-0. Outpitched Scott Kazmir. 3-2. And that ball will get away from Zunino. Strikeout, wild pitch. Donaldson's aboard.
This looks like the curveball, a 3-2 curveball in the dirt. Good look at our McDonald's Supermo as Zunino tries to keep it in front of him. Goes off the side of his glove. Mike has done a really good job of burying it. You can see him bend his body over trying to smother it at home plate.
Two outs with Donaldson at first brings up Derek Norris, has the best batting average. The A's ball club at 274. Look at the A's offensive profile: 12th in batting, 3rd in runs, 11th in hits, 10th in doubles, 6th in homers, 10th in stolen bases, and 2nd in ERA behind the Mariners.
Looking at those numbers, I'll be curious to see how this series goes. The A's also last in sacrifice bunts. They do not like to give up outs, and they are last in sacrifice bunting. But typically, when you're up against good pitching, you try to manufacture more runs. So we'll see if Bob Melvin wants to bunt or maybe hit and run a little bit more in this series.
Let me ask you this too: aren't you surprised at how poorly they've played defensively in this last run they've thrown?
Yeah, and from what I understand, most of it has been up the middle, so that you certainly can't afford to do that when you're trying to get into the postseason. Maybe the Mariners catch a break or two.
Backing up is Jackson.
Oh.
Wow, what a catch! Oh man, what an adjustment! They always say the worst ones are the ones right at you, and that's exactly what he got off the bat of Derek Norris. He reacted again, stretched and got it. 1, 2, 3 with a K and a wild pitch in the first inning. Mariners coming to bat. Austin Jackson making a spectacular catch for out number 3 in the first inning. He's got that good reach. Terrific athletic play on the ball, hit right at him. And now he's got a chance to do something with the stick here as he's going to lead off with the Mariners.
Tonight's starting line is brought to you by Chevron. Jackson will lead off, and it's exactly Cano versus Hamill. 353 with a home run and 5 RBIs. Morales, Seager, Saunders, Zunino, Morrison, and Miller rounding out the 9 for the Mariners.
Strike one to Jackson. What do you think the Mariners learned from the last time they saw Hamill on September 1 in Oakland?
Well, I'm not really sure, because I thought it was the best outing that he has had, and if you talk to the A's, they would tell you the same thing. I think they expected to see a few more curveballs from him, but he went to more sliders, so he would have the sinker, or good sinker going, and the slider, trying to find a way to keep the ball down. When he has been hurt since coming over to the American League, it's been with pitches up, out over the plate. There's a curveball off the plate away, so I think that they'll probably look for the slider a little bit more than the curveball. The bottom line is as heavy a sinker as he throws, you have to get him up in the zone.
Way upstairs. I look at that pitch up and in, not near as close as what we saw last night. Our best wishes and prayers go out to Giancarlo Stanton. Got hit in the face last night. Superstar right fielder for the Marlins. And, you know, he and Kershaw, leading candidates for MVP in the National League. That was tough to watch.
People were asking me about it. It's the worst one I've ever seen. So hopefully he has a speedy recovery and no ill effects from it.
Strike 3 on Austin Jackson.
Take a look at the defense for the A's. They have been struggling lately. Gomes in left field. Coco Crisp, he's a good one in center. Fold in right. Donaldson, third baseman. Lowry and Punto playing up the middle. Fryman at first, and Soto will do the catching. Another one of the things to keep in mind, and we saw it down in Oakland, is Soto at times will have issues throwing the ball back to the pitcher, and Austin Jackson took advantage of that on the bases. I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen again in this series.
Dan Wilson will be joining us before long. We can talk more about that, because that was a heck of a move when we saw Jackson do that delayed steal. As Fryman takes care of Ackley, out number 2. There's Tom Glasgow. Tom?
Dave, thanks so much from the Forward Sports Desk. We have another final and wild card related action this evening in the American League. And it comes from Motown, where the Tigers took care of Cleveland 7-2. J.D. Martinez with 4 runs batted in. So as you look at the Central Division standings, a virtual tie right now with Kansas City. The Royals losing 4-2 against the Red Sox. That game is in the 7th. We send it back upstairs.
All right, Tom, thank you. Money outing by David Price, 7 2/3 tonight. 8 hits, 1 run, 7 Ks, no walks. Did give up a home run. Here's Robinson Cano. He's a .353 hitter with a home run against Hamill. Fly ball left field deep. Going back, looking up, it's gone! He powered it out of here! Robinson Cano with his 13th home run, RBI number 76. Early lead for the Mariners.
Well, we talked about how big this series is for the Mariners, and you'd like to see your stars step up. Well, Cano didn't waste any time at all. A .353 hitter against Hamill with a home run. Now you can give him 2 home runs against Hamill. And going the other way as he hits it out into Edgar's Cantina. Nice easy swing. Wasn't sure if it was going to be deep enough. It looked as if it was going to get over Gomes' head, but gets the Mariners on the scoreboard early.
1-0 Mariners. 13th home run for Cano. And he sees the ball quite well from Mr. Hamill. I've been saying it for the last few days. Here's the guy you got to get going. Here's Morales. He's 0 for his last 13. Johnny Gomes gave this a long look, and next thing I know, it was gone.
Just right on the back of the padding, just enough room. He deserved that. We've seen him hit the other side of the padding and have the ball come back into the field to play for doubles. This one just enough to get over the wall, skipping off the back of the padding.
First half of the year, they had one over in left field and one in right field. 2-1 count here for Morales.
To your point, Dave, I think as you look at these numbers for Morales on the year, I think you need to just let that go. If he can get hot just for a 2-week stretch, now that's all you're looking for out of him. That would be a huge lift for this club.
2-2 pitch, slice to left. Gomes backing up. He's there. And that'll do it. Here in the first inning, highlighted by Cano's 13th home run, and James Paxton's got a 1-0 lead. easy. So easy I didn't think it was getting out of the yard. But he got the barrel to it and drove it over the fence. Johnny Gomes gave chase to no avail as Cano cracks his 13th home run, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and we're joined by Mariners Hall of Famer Dan Wilson. Dan the man, what's happening, pal?
How's it going, Dave? Good to see you. Yeah,
good to have you back.
Danny,
hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as always.
Not a bad start by these guys, huh?
Not a bad start. Nice catch out in center field to end the top of the first, and then Cano with the opposite field homer.
Paxton looks pretty good so far. Had to get 4 outs in the first inning, but it looks good. Throwing the ball well.
Yeah, I tell you, he's been such a great addition here at the end of the season, and what he did at the end of last year, and then compounded again this year. I think he's been a breath of fresh air for the starting core. He looks strong.
As a catcher, Dan, and you can and as a hitter. Talk about what it's like watching a guy. I mean, this as big as Paxton is, the arm, the gloves up in the air, and you got to. It's coming from way. You know that when he's loading up, the ball's way behind him. Looks like it's coming out of the rubber.
Yeah, he's pretty deceptive, and he's about 6'4", I think. And when he throws that glove at you, and then he comes up over the top so well, like he does, he's throwing downhill on you. He really uses the mound and uses the plane very, very well. He's really developed his breaking ball.
There's Lowry striking out, and Zunino completing it.
I love his poise out there. You know, he's just very steady Eddie on the mound. Nothing seems to bother him too much, and he's just done such an outstanding job for him. Nice job by Zunino to keep that ball in front. See, Pax is going to use. He's got to use the ball down in the dirt, especially with 2 strikes. Keep these A's hitters off balance, and Mike's done such a great job all year long blocking those balls and keeping them in front.
There's 6'8" Nate Fryman. Go to strike.
I like here early on Paxton. He's not only throwing his fastball, but he's pitching inside with his fastball, and that's why we've seen some weak swings on that curveball in the dirt, just trying to speed these guys up a little bit.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point, and it's not, you know, it's not just the fastball. He's got 96, 97 when he wants to really get back there and get it in there, and you know, when you try to be ready for that 96 inside, that curveball is real slow.
2-1 to Fryman. Nate, the A's first baseman tonight. His 1 for 11 in the Chicago series sort of speaks to a lot of things happening with this A's ball club. Another line drive. Right at Jackson, 2 away. 2 outs here in the second. Felix Hernandez is scheduled to take the mound tomorrow against these A's, and night court's going to be in session here at Safeco Field. First 35,000 fans going to get a limited edition Black King Felix t-shirt. You're going to black out Safeco Field for one of the biggest games of the year. That's the King, the Mariners, and the A's tomorrow evening at 6:10. For tickets to the night court blackout, visit Mariners.com. Our Century link to what's next. Sonny Gray, always a tough hombre against the Mariners, will be his opponent. Look at Giovanni Soto, the catcher. There's Felix. Landis Elias. Felix is subject of a terrific piece in Sports Illustrated this week.
I think it's going to be awesome. He'll be ready to go, and I think it'll be great to see all the black t-shirts in here.
Center field, busy night early for Jackson. Went into a second gear to back up to make that catch. 1-2-3 second for Mr. Paxton, who leads 1-0 on the Cano home run. Link, your link to what's next. Buy Jack in the Box right now at Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And buy your Northwest Buick dealers. Little fish toss at the market. Let's see what the boys are doing here today. Or this is earlier today at Pike Place Market. And that is always a show there. Jason Hamill. First pitch to Kyle Seager. Ball one. Hamill out of South Kitsap High School in Port Orchard.
Hayes with the shift on with Kyle hitting.
Seager, Saunders, and Zunino 5, 6, and 7 here for the Mariners in the second inning. Robinson Cano with a home run. On opposite field against Hamill, his second career home run against Jason. 0-2 strikes. Hamill started the season with the Cubbies. His combined numbers for both teams.
He had really pitched well for the Cubs. Had some struggles with the A's. Again, his last outing against the Mariners, probably his best outing as an Athletic.
As we were talking with Ray Fosse, Mike, is key tonight. He was explaining about Hamill. When he keeps his breaking ball down, that's when he's most effective. But when he elevates that pitch, that's when he can get hit hard. And Mariner hitters really going to want to be patient and get that breaking ball up in the zone if they can.
Kyle's had a couple of pitches up in this at bat.
Bounces this one foul.
And it's funny how it works for you as a pitcher. And talking more of his curveball, that's the pitch that had been hurt him. His slider was a much better pitch against the Mariners when they were down in Oakland, but it was his curveball. And it only takes one pitch, to make a difference. And you have to have the patience and the discipline to wait him out at times.
2-2. Beautiful night here in Seattle. 70 degrees. Flags hanging straight down. No breeze to speak of at the moment. Two and two. Full count to Kyle.
It's a fun time of the year, isn't it, Dan? Being in it.
It is, yeah.
The Mariners lineup, you have to be excited about this time of the year and playing for something.
Well, and you got 17 games. We've talked about it before, and every one of these games is going to be playoff type, baseball. And
3-2, and Seager works a walk to lead off the Mariners' second. That's his first walk. Gets one strikeout. Right now it's time for you to tweet your photos using the hashtag MarinersFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown later in the game. Brought to you by AT&T.
I think it's great. I was asked over the last couple of days about it because obviously there's a certain amount of pressure that's involved playing too, with everything that's at stake. But I tell people, I said, yeah, you definitely are aware of that, but this is why you grind through all those games to get to this point. This is what makes it fun.
This is where every team wants to be in this situation.
No question about it. Here's Michael Saunders. You guys can relate to what Lloyd McClendon said. He said this is their job. These guys have done this all their lives. They eat, sleep, and breathe baseball. You don't get nervous at things you excel at.
And if you're prepared.
Boom.
Yeah.
And that's a big word for Lloyd. He's always talking about, hey, get your work in, get your video work in.
The A's will keep the shift on with Saunders hitting. Good to have Michael back in the lineup.
All the bad luck he's had, he's due for a lot of really good stuff coming up.
What's interesting, since he's been back, he's hit second. He hit towards the bottom of the lineup. He brings some special athleticism to the lineup on all the different things he can do, Danny. He can bunt for a base hit, he can steal a base, and he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, which is rare. Hopefully he gets hot over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think it'd be tremendous. And what he's done in the outfield, too.
It's a strike, 1-1.
Take a look at the work by Saunders and the hits by direction. It's the only 9 hits in left field. That's the reason why the A's will leave the shift on with Michael hitting.
Runner goes, throw down is not even close.
There's the defense you were talking about, Dave. Mariners with a hit and run on. Curveball in the dirt. Saunders trying to help his base runner out by just putting it in play, and the Mariners take advantage of as Kyle ends up at third.
Seager picks up the stolen base. The E2 gets him to third.
They see Soto going down to get that breaking ball. As he comes up, doesn't quite get closed. And you can see him fly open, and the ball just runs on him up into center field. Kyle easily picks up his slide and heads to third base. It's a big break for the Mariners. Chance to add on to that 1-0 lead.
Well, especially with nobody out, and with the way Paxton's thrown the ball in the first 2 innings, the A's will bring their infield in with nobody out.
Did not go, says Brian Gorman.
So many times managers don't like to do it early in the game because they want to stay away from a big inning if they can. But right here, I think Bob Melvin, he just doesn't want to give up another run with the way Paxton has been throwing, the way the A's have been struggling.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. This team has really struggled in the last, 14, 15 games. He knows if this club digs themselves a hole, it's tough for them to get out of it.
2-2. Strike 3 call. One away. That's the second strikeout for Hamill. But you guys were talking about the Athletics. A lot of one-run games. Their offense has really fallen off. They're 3-11 in one-run games since August 10th.
I think that's 7 out of their last 8. They've really struggled in one-run games. So.
See if Zunino can pick up this run. Infield still in close. Mike looks at strike 1.
Coco Chris, the center fielder, shading towards right center. Huge gap out in left center field.
Gomes coming in. Donaldson going out. Donaldson can't get it. That's a fair ball. And to second base goes Zunino. 2-0 Mariners.
Well, that's a play I think you have to have your left fielder call your shortstop off on that. It's an easier play for him. Yeah, Gomes is playing deep right here, but this is a towering fly ball out to left. That will be a double for Zunino and a run for the Mariners.
Well, I'll tell you what, Flo, it's a really tough sky right now, tough time of night. I'm not sure Gomes saw that ball off the bat. He really loved running after it like he doesn't even see it.
No, you're absolutely right. You saw him put his hands out to the side a little bit.
Take a look at Gomes here. He's really searching. He's trying to find the infielder to see where he's setting up. Has no idea where the ball is.
Tough play for Lowry.
He is praying that Lowry's going to get that.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're running a long distance, the outfielder will take off to a spot, and then when they look back up, they can't find it.
Yep.
Morrison coming in as Gomes coming in. Center fielder was coming over to help him out. Coco Crisp. Johnny makes the play, 2 outs.
So interestingly enough, Gomes puts his glasses on for the hitter there with Morrison. I don't know if that he's thinking maybe that's going to help him see the ball a little bit better, but it looked like even on that one had a little tough break into the ball.
Well, we usually don't see this till Sunday afternoons.
That's right. Tough sky.
Zunino with the double is 18th and the RBI is 52nd. There's Brad Miller. Breaking ball for strike. 3 for 7 on the homestand for Brad.
I think so many times, Dan, as you get into these types of series and you expect Cano and Seager, your 2 all-stars, to be a problem for the opposing team, which they have been. They've scored the 2 runs so far. But someone like Brad Miller, who's been swinging the bat better lately, can really have an impact on what really happens here to add those extra few runs that you need.
Yeah, and this is a situation right here, like you're talking about, a chance to drive in a run, hitting .467 over his last 5 games. He has a home run off of Hamill the last time out, so you're right. He's a guy that can do some damage down in the order.
0-2. We'll check his swing. 1-2. 4-2 Red Sox, 9th inning at Kansas City right now. Brett Miller's got a 1-2 count. Foul tipped it. Soto will throw to first. Let him do it. Mariners get a run on a hit and an error and a leave a man and have a 2-0 lead. Of defense, Austin Jackson getting it done. He's made several stellar plays in the first couple of innings. Meanwhile, the Athletics bottom of the barrel in the American League defensively, and the Mariners have taken advantage of it. Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Hall of Famer Dan Wilson with us here in the booth, along with these kids looking for a crowd said to be upwards of 30,000, expecting about 40,000 tomorrow with King Felix on the mound. Sounders must have just scored, just started. Shoot off fireworks and start the soccer game over at the Clink. 2-0 Mariners, top of the third. Bouncing ball handled nicely by Miller. Routine plays. Nick Punto, the veteran, just back off the DL, grounds out, one away.
One of the other things I like about James Paxton, his tempo is very strong. He gets the ball, he's ready to go. Doesn't waste any time out there on the mound. He's ready for the next hitter already. Sam Folds just getting in the box, but Pax ready to go, and I like that. He keeps these guys going.
I don't know what it is, but I love the way that we just had that shot of him, the way he just stands out on the mound. It's great.
It is.
You know, you look at him at 6'5" and a big strong guy, and he's just standing there and basically just looking home. When are you going to get in the box? Because here I come. I think it's awesome.
He bounded out of the dugout before first pitch. He was across the line on the mound, got his pitches in, was waiting for everybody else. Matter of fact, we had to cut down we were going to have a nice little open, and we had to scrap it because he was ready. 2-0. Sam Fuld, the hitter. And a 4-pitch walk. First walk for Pax tonight. Stick around after the game for Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. Good night out on the pen this Friday evening. I mentioned Felix on the mound tomorrow. Fabulous pitching matchups all weekend long in this series. Back to the top of the order, and Coco Crisp. Coco led off the ball game, fouled out to Michael Saunders, the right fielder.
knowing what the issues have been with the A's as far as their defense goes, Dan, and seeing Kyle Seager running on that hit and run, and such a poor throw from Soto, do you think that's something that the Mariners will continue to take advantage of?
I think they'll definitely pick their spots, but absolutely, I think they want to stay aggressive and keep the pressure on the A's defensively. And you know, Lloyd has shown he's not afraid to run guys, and if they got a situation where they think maybe Soto is having a little difficulty throwing down to second base, there by all means, this is the time of year where you have to exploit anything and everything to win ball games.
Runner goes, got a great break. Throw by Zunino. Wow, that's wide. Almost the same throw that Soto made. Stolen base for Sam Fuld, his 20th. Dan, walk us through this one.
Well, here's the pitch from Paxton again. Similar pitch down in the zone. And it looks like Mike just didn't get turned enough. And when he came to throw, just didn't get through the throw. Left it up and away. And you can see the ball run away from Cano. Just didn't get over the top of that one and get out in front from it.
2-1 to count. As a strike to Coco Crisp, 2-2.
Interesting to see the A's come right back with that stolen base.
The A's as a team 10th in the American League in stolen bases.
I would think Fuld and Chris are probably about the only two guys in that lineup that'll run.
20 for Sam and 19 for Coco. Full count here now. Coco missed some time in late July, early August with a sprained neck. 3-2. Check down the first. Did not go. This is Mike Malinsky. So now a couple of walks. That never bodes well. Get one out. Next time you're at Safeco Field, take home a great souvenir of your visit to the ballpark with game-used items, including bases and baseball straight from that game's action. Simply visit the game-used and autograph stand at section 128. Pick up authentic Mariners jerseys, bats, and more. 1 out, 2 on for Johnny Gomes. Light out the center.
One of the big keys, not just in this game, but in this series, and we've talked about it all year with the A's. They are first in base on balls. You can really help them out by walking guys. Paxton in his last outing pitched well, but had 3 walks. It's something you would really like to stay away from. They are 12th in average. You have to make them swing the bats.
Well, we talked about this with Paxton on the radio side, Mike, but he does not give up a lot of extra base hits. So when you put guys on base with the free pass, now a base hit can score that guy. And other than that, you got to put together 2 or 3 hits to score a run. So you're right that the walk is a big part of their arsenal in the Oakland A's dugout.
Come on, Quinn Miguel. Oh. Paxton a little late as Sam Fuld strayed quite far and is fortunate to get back.
He was going to try to steal third. Good pick by Cano. Little bit of a late move from Paxton. Cano was there in plenty of time, and you can see how far off he had to put on the brakes.
Looked like Crisp was running too. He looked like maybe it was a double steal from the start.
Come on, Quinn.
0-2 count here to Johnny Gomes. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Skips up there. 0-1.
Even though Paxton was able to step off and get him to go back to second base, you can see right there, Dan, sometimes that's a distraction, that's enough. So he's really going to have to concentrate on hitting his spots. He's aware of the base runner now. Fuld is making him take a couple of looks, changing things up a little bit.
1-2. Missed.
And his style is more to come set. and then going to home, he's having to hold the ball a little bit longer now.
Yeah, and you saw on that pitch there, full with a little jab step as he started to go to the plate. Again, take a little bit of attention away from the pitch. These base runners do what they can to distract the hitter, to distract the pitcher.
Fold at second, Crisp at first. Johnny Gomes, the hitter, came over with John Lester. The Cespedes trade back on July 31st. 2-2 pitch. All three. So a ground out by Punto to start the inning. 4-pitch walk to Full. Crisp walked on a 3-2 pitch. Now Gomes is 3-2 with Josh Donaldson, their most productive hitter, on deck. 2-0 Mariner lead. A Cano homer in the first, an RBI double by Zunino in the second.
And right now you get an idea of how good the type of stuff that James Paxton has. If you look at his splits, 46 pitches, only 20 strikes, 26 balls. His splits are not good right now, but he can still get out of this inning with a double play. And as we've seen with that arm angle, pitching downhill, if he can get the ball down in the zone, probably get a ground ball.
3-2. Strike three call. Strike three call. 2 outs here in the third. That's the third strikeout for Paxton.
Something that we've seen, Danny, every time he's gone to a 3-2 count, he's thrown his breaking ball.
This one's a good pitch on the inside corner. Mike Zunino doing a very nice job of framing that pitch, and just caught the corner. See Mike staying down there with it, getting the call.
Brings up Donaldson. Strikeout, reached on a wild pitch on a 3-2 offering in the first.
We talk about it so much, but again, Mike, you know, that's a perfect instance right there where Mike Zunino does a great job framing that pitch, and it's those little things that make such an impact in these kinds of games, and that's what makes this time of year so exciting. Is it even how you catch the ball makes a big difference, and Mike does such a great job of framing, and that can be huge.
That's a problem. Right center field. Saunders cuts it off. Fold scores. Crisp will hold it third. Donaldson with an RBI single. 2-1 Mariners. For Josh, his 94th run batted in.
On this pitch, he gets a fastball after going inside and missing with it. He goes back out over the plate. It's on the outside corner. It's not a bad pitch. Give Donaldson some credit. I think it's good hitting. And to your point, Danny, by able to get that strike called on Gomes, it could be 2 runs now instead of 1. Rick Waite's pitching coach out at the mound having a conversation with James.
And unfortunately for the Mariners and Paxton, already 49 pitches. He hasn't been real efficient early on here.
2 walks.
Yep.
2 walks in the inning, and one of them is scored.
A lot of 3-2 counts early in the first inning as well. So
Had 3 3-ball counts in the first. And he's going there 3 times here in the third. There's Derek Norris. Screaming line drive right at Austin Jackson in center field. That he made a terrific athletic catch to end the first inning. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Be careful with Norris, one of the few athletics swinging the bat well over his last few games, last 10 games, hitting at 308. On 1. Ball 2. Good look in from center field as we come to you above the A at Safeco Field. And Paxton delivers ball 3. Already walked 2 in the inning.
Well, 53 pitches, only 23 strikes for him.
Jed Lowry's on deck. Three-1. There's a strike. Donaldson at first will be on the move. Two outs at a 3-2 pitch to Derek Norris. Donaldson runs, pitch, taken for ball 4. Bases are loaded. 3rd walk in the inning. Now you have 5-hole hitting shortstop. Jed Lowry struck out leading off the 2nd inning.
The typical thing, especially pitching at this level, is major league hitters, especially veteran hitters, if they notice that you're a little bit off, they are going to wait you out. When you have an entire team that's willing to do that, it makes it difficult. You have to throw strikes. And again, for the A's, they are first in base on balls. Moves them all the way up to 5th in on base percentage, even though they're 12th in hitting. They will wait you out.
Every heavy volume pitch inning here for Paxton. Fouled off. We have Mike Rojas and the boys are stirring out in the bullpen.
Well, that's the good news for the Mariners. They had a day off yesterday. They have a bunch of bodies out there in the bullpen. And the one thing that we've seen from Lloyd is he will not wait for you to find it. If he doesn't feel that you have it, he'll go get you. And Dominic Leone is going to get loose in the pen.
1-1. This is again. It is struggling. Bases loaded. Mariners have a 2-1 lead. Lowry's got a 2-1 pitch coming. Hit by Donaldson for the RBI single. It's the first hit given up tonight by Paxton. There's the 2-1 the other way. Foul back. Quite an accomplishment if he can get out of this. Still have a 2-1 lead. Crowd cheering him on. 2-2 pitch. Foul back. Big spot in this ball game. We're in the 3rd. Crisp at 3rd, Donaldson at 2nd, and Derek Norris at 1st. 2 outs and a 2-2 pitch. Coming here to Jed Lowry. Mariner fans encouraging Paxton to pitch. Swing on and missed. He struck him out. Paxton fired up after getting an all-important out and leaving the bases loaded. You'll love his fire reaction to get out of that jam as the A's score just 1 run and leave them loaded. 2-1 Mariners. Mariners on the board. 1-0 pitch. Home run opposite field. His 13th blast of the season, his 76th RBI. 1-0 Mariners. And Mike Zunino second inning double made it 2-0. And the A's scuffled their way to a run here. An RBI single by Donaldson at the top of the third to make it 2-1.
It's interesting now too. Norris will take over behind the plate. Soto out of the game. Bob Melvin changing catchers. And Norris, interesting part about it is he was the DH, so they will lose their DH, Dan.
Wow. Hamill will hit second. Good bat in the 7-hole.
Wow, you don't see that. That must have been an injury to Soto.
On top of what you had talked about, his throwing difficulties as well, as Donaldson throws out Jackson on the way. Especially this early. When was the last time you remember seeing that in an American League game?
Yeah, typically you won't see that, and again, to lose your DH this early in the ball game, strange.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
That's why it feels like it had to be something out of necessity.
Well, Bob's a former catcher. He couldn't have liked the throw.
No,
but you still don't want your pitcher hitting in the third inning or fourth inning.
Understood, but I'm just thinking on the other side, we were talking about the aggressive nature.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right?
I would not be surprised if that was it.
Yeah.
Especially with the issues that they've had in the field and the problems. Yeah, that's cost them runs, and they have still pitched well, but guys are not getting the job done around them, and maybe that's the reason. We'll let you know as soon as we find out, but I wouldn't be surprised if that had something to do with it. Although it is strange, as Danny was saying, to have your pitcher having to hit.
It's early too.
Well, it's early, and you're not going to take your starting pitcher. If it was later, you could see it. You pitch it for the pitcher, but right now they need him to go deep into the ball game. And the pitcher's spot be due up second in this next inning.
Hamill was a 143 hitter over in the National League. 3 runs batted in. Ackley's got a 2-2 count. And he swings and misses. Tagged by Norris. 2 outs. Let's check in with Tom Glasgow.
Dave, thanks from the Forward Sports Desk. We have a new leader of the American League Central, which has a direct impact on the wild card race. Take a look in Kansas City tonight. Boston getting the 4-2 victory. So the Tigers now move into first place in the Central. What does that mean for the wild card? Well, if the Mariners win tonight, they will be tied with the Royals for that second spot, and they will be right behind those Oakland A's. Guys?
Going to have all kinds of fun and intrigue the next few days. This is going to be fun. Thank you, Tom. Here's Cano. Pulled badly there, 1-1. Cano with a home run in the first inning, his second career blast off of Jason Hamill. All in 2 strikes. James Paxton, long inning, 3rd inning, 31 pitches for 7 hitters. He walked 3, struck out 2 in that inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. To Cano, fell off. All important games here in the American League West. Terrific setup. The top 2 pitching teams In the American League, Mariners #1, the A's #2. Felix goes tomorrow. Pitch outside. Count runs full.
I think it's interesting. You can see why Cano has had success against Hamill. Everything away from him and Cano, anything out over the plate is typically going to do some damage on him. He really didn't. He hasn't tried to pitch him inside at all.
No, you saw all the pitches were either middle to away, way off the plate.
3-2 again. And hard. One hop to Lowry. Going to do it for the Mariners in the third. They go 1-2-3 in the lead 2-1. BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By BECU, offering convenient access to online and mobile banking. Get info and join at becu.org. And by Pizza Hut. Make it great. Hey, want a little chili peppers with that? Big stand there. If that's your thing. Peppers, peppers, and more peppers. If James Paxton can heat up his game here, spice it up a little bit in the fourth. He had to throw 31 pitches in the third inning. Gave up a run on one hit, left the bases loaded.
He put a lot of pressure on himself with the 3 walks.
Nate Fryman leads off.
There's the pitcher Hamill on deck again. Norris had been the DH. He had to go in behind home plate for Soto, so the A's have lost their designated hitter. And well, thanks, Dan. It's pretty simple, and I know that James is trying to do it, but you have a team that is patient and you want them to swing the bats. You have to throw strikes early. So far, 15 batters, only 5 first pitch strikes.
Solid base hit the other way by Fryman. Ahead in the count, 2-0. During the commercial break, Bob Melvin talking to his pitcher.
Well, here's the advantage that they have is Hamill has been in the National League. At least you would think he can get a bunt down, which I'm sure is what he's going to be asked to do right here, and he has some experience.
There he goes. It's a bunt down. Seager to second. No. Everybody's safe. Fielder's choice E5. First 2 men are aboard.
Both Morrison and Seager charging hard. That was a pretty good bunt, Mike. And tough to say. It looks like maybe a good throw has Fryman, but it's close. Either way, good bunt.
Well, I think Kyle's thinking on that play, Dan, is it's a good bunt, but it's also the pitcher that is bunting, and it's worth the shot at second base. So even if he is safe, you can still get him out at first base on the relay on that. Unfortunately, it was not a good throw from Kyle, but I think that's what he was thinking in that situation. Yeah, it's going to be close, but even if he's called safe, we can still get the pitcher out at first.
Yeah.
But the ball ended up in center field.
Ninth error by Seager. Nobody out. Here's Punto. Nick looks at ball one. Nick grounded out to Brad Miller at shortstop his first time up.
Mike, to your point about getting behind too, not only will these A's hitters look for their walks, but they're getting 1-0, 2-1, 2-0 counts to hit from, and they're taking advantage of that as well.
That'll end up taking a little bit of something away from his fastball because they can afford to be more aggressive with it.
Yeah.
1-1 to Punto, switch hitter. One pitch. Foul ball. Nick Punto had a long career. His 14th year. Been with Minnesota, Philly, the Dodgers, Cardinals, the Red Sox, and now Oakland. I'll play for Morrison. Fryman, the 2-0 count, singles to right. Hamill gets the bunt down, E5. Hamill's safe via the fielder's choice. And now a 1-2 count here to Nick Punto. Second baseman batting in the 8-hole. 2-2. Not as sharp as we've seen him, fellas.
No. Thinking of his starts this year, he's only had one other start where I can remember him struggling so much to throw his fastball for strikes.
Yeah.
I don't remember him. I think maybe was it when he was in St. Louis, maybe? I mean, excuse me, in Philly?
Philly.
Yeah, in Philly.
2-2. Smothered by Seager. Backhand. Does he get the out? He does. Brilliant play. They get the pitcher. That was a big advantage, too, to get Hamill.
Again, Kyle aware of who's running the bases. I think most of the time you would not try this play right here as Punto gets jammed on this fastball. Good reaction for Kyle. Smothers it. Most of the time you wouldn't try that, I think, with a position player, but with the pitcher running, he's able to get the force out at second. He is having a great year defensively. The error notwithstanding, he has been really good. That was an excellent play. And again, being aware of what's going on.
Always pesky Sam Fuld walked, stole a base, and scored in the third inning. One. Sam saw Fuld earlier this season with Minnesota, played 53 games with them.
Middle infielders going to try to turn the double play, but you can see how much they have shortened it up, and it's because of the speed of Fuld. He'll be difficult to double up.
Thanks to bunt. Cano, scoop of the glove. But Fuld with that bunt ties the score as Fryman comes home. So an RBI for Sam Fuld.
And Sam has been around for a while. This is a smart play. Probably a little uncomfortable with Paxton pitching, so he decides he's going to get the ball in play, and that bunt lets the runner score easily. Also
Moves Punto to second.
Yeah, move the runner up into scoring position.
Well placed bunt too, Blow.
Up towards second base.
Top of the order, Coco Crisp. Charging Seager. Throws him out. Tie ball game as the A's get a run on one hit, an error, and leave a man aboard. 2-2 ball game. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, time now for our Coors Banquet Timeless Moment. And it involves Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan. Defeats the Twins for his 10th win of the season, becoming just the second player to win 10 games in 20 different seasons. Don Sutton, who we saw earlier this year, Braves broadcaster, another Hall of Famer, did it 21 seasons. Kendrys Morales, Kyle Seager, Michael Sunders, 4, 5, and 6 here against Jason Hamill. Hamill's retired the last 5 men that he's faced. Gave up a first-inning home run to Cano and RBI doubled it to Zunino in the second.
Well, hopefully having to run the bases is taking a little bit out of him.
Certainly wasn't expecting it, that's for sure.
No, he was not.
I wonder whose bat he used, Blow. That was always the worst.
When he grabbed yours and break it?
That's exactly right.
Just joining us, Bob Melvin made a decision to change from his starting catcher Giovanni Soto, who didn't look good on a stolen base attempt, threw the ball in the right field. So I pulled Soto, took Derek Norris, who was DH, and put him behind the plate, and that made Hamill had to step into the 7th spot in the lineup and swing the bat. 2-2. Johnny Gomes has to back up. Still going back and makes the play. One out in the Mariners' 4th. Capital One Share Builder with the Seattle Mariners, proud to support and benefit Seattle's Children's Hospital with its Saves for Kids program. For each Mariners save, Capital One Share Builder will donate $1,000 to Seattle Children's Uncompensated Care Program. Capital One Share Builder Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. Kyle Seager. Walk, stolen base, runs scored in the second.
Unlike most teams, the A's will put the shift on with Kyle hitting. There you can see it. Lowry, the shortstop, on the right side of the infield.
Gomes to his left. 2 away.
Blows, you've seen that shift this year. You think it's cost Kyle a lot of hits on that right side?
I don't think so. No, I don't. I really don't think that it has. I think that the one thing that he will do, knowing Kyle, is he will give that some thought going into the winter. I don't think he will, or nor should he change anything right now. Right. But I think if they continue to do that next year, I think he'll take advantage of it a little bit more than he has this year. I think that the one thing for Kyle, especially on this club, is he has 23 home runs, and most of them coming in this ballpark, Dan, and he basically has been playing from right center to the right field foul pole, and I think that's where his value is to this club right now. I think he's the guy that they look to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Right. I think that if you asked him to hit for a higher average, I think he could do that, and I think with more experience, he probably will pick his spots because he is aware of it. I've talked to him about it, but I think right now you just need to let him play and figure it out, and I think that he will.
Yeah. 2-1 to Saunders, who struck out looking his first time up. Two-1. 2-2. Saunders 0 for 4 against Jason Hamill.
I think it's amazing when you look at Kyle and thinking of that, you know, basically being towards right field all the time, right center in that area, that he's hitting 275.
Well, that's what brought about the question, was because typically when guys get in pull mode like that, they don't become as an effective hitter, and he seems to be still pretty much effective.
Saunders strikes out. That's a 5th strikeout for Hamill. Got a 2-2 ball game. In Seattle, the bubblegum wall. It's certainly, it's like, really? It's different. It's unique. But Kyle Seager, maybe he'll make a contribution. Look at this in the middle of a play. He's got a nice bubble work. Mike Zunino breaks one out every now and then. They run a relay race up there. Johnny Gomes smothered by Miller. Stretch, no.
And then it goes into the dugout. That is a bad break. He will be awarded second base. That'll be a base hit, E6.
Tough break.
Not like the Mariners, already a couple of errors. It's a great stop by Brad. He knows he has to get up quickly if he wants to make the play. skips off the grass, and Morrison not able to come up with it right off the end of his glove, and that deflected it towards the dugout. And even though the Mariners have a railing, there's that little area that the guys come out of the dugout in, and it ends up working its way into that area. And so now the runner will move up to second with nobody out.
Second Mariner error tonight. Popped up. Off the bat of Donaldson. Cano's under it. One away with the runner at second here in the fifth inning. The copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Here's Derek Norris. Started out the night as the DH, now the catcher. 0 for 1 with a walk. The 0-1. Folded.
Basically tied him up. It's a good fastball at 96 miles an hour. One of the better fastballs from Paxton, right on the inside corner, and right about there Norris knows that he is going to get jammed, so just shuts the swing down.
Two misses.
James definitely trying to go in off the plate with that pitch, Blow, trying to go a little bit deeper, see if he can get another swing in there off of Norris.
I think again, Dan, from what I've seen of the A's, and they only have 3 hits, but even a couple of the outs been on the fastball away out over the plate.
1-2. Breaking ball struck him out. Paxton strikeout number 5. 2 away here in the fifth inning.
Norris is a good hitter for the A's, and that gives you an idea of the effectiveness of throwing the fastball inside. He comes back with the breaking ball, and it speeds his bat up to where he's well out in front of the breaking ball, cannot hold up. Here's a good look at our McDonald's Supermo in the swing. You can see how far out in front Norris is on that pitch. And yes, James has a good fastball, Dan, but I think it's the effect of that fastball inside.
Down low to Jed Lowry, who struck out twice, 0 for 2.
And the key to that breaking ball too, Blow, not only is it off speed, but it was down in the zone. And even if he had timed it right, he's still probably not going to make contact with that pitch down there where it was thrown. And just a real good combination there with the fastballs in, and then that off speed down in the dirt.
Eric O'Flaherty, the former Mariner, heating up. He's doing a lot of closing. Sean Doolittle is back off the DL.
And that's just in case Hamill's spot shows up again. Hamill again having to hit. Well, Melvin deciding to lose his DH early in the ball game when Norris, who was the DH, he had to put him behind the plate. So Hamill's been hitting for himself. At least he did his last time up. I think we see a reliever just in case the situation comes up to where he wants to try to drive in some runs.
Strike 2 to Jed Lowry. 2 outs, runner at second.
The key this inning, Blow, is that Pax is able to get ahead and be able to throw strikes in there. He was throwing in earlier, just wasn't able to get ahead in the count. When you're ahead in the count, it means everything.
1-2. Lowry strikes out for the 3rd time tonight, and that one ends the 5th inning. No runs, a hit, an error, and a man left. 2-2 ball game. Down for weekend series. We take a look now at our lows. Never stop improving. Boys, these numbers are interesting. Look at that, 1 and 2 in major categories there.
I think everybody in the league expected the A's to be in the top 3, but the Mariners first overall bullpen, big advantage in the bullpen and as the starters.
There's Mike Zunino way out in front, 0-2 here. Mike with an RBI double. It's down the left field line. Johnny Gomes was playing more towards left center, had a long run towards the line. Jed Lowry, the shortstop, went back to get it, just missed it. Mike thought that was in the upper reaches of the zone. David Rackley, the home plate umpire, punches him out.
Well, he was right. EQC tracer, that pitch up out of the strike zone.
2 measure at the front plane of the plate. Ooh, that does look high. 6 strikeout for Hamill, back-to-back Ks.
I think when Mike goes back there next inning, they'll have a conversation about that probably.
9 consecutive hitters retired by Hamill.
See those rankings by the Mariner pitching staff, starters, bullpen alike, you know, firsts. Give a little bit of that credit to Mike Zunino on the job he's done back behind the plate with these guys all year long.
High drive down the line, right field, it is gone. A home run for Lomo. Logan Morrison with his 8th home run gives the Mariners a 3-2 lead. Lomo picking up his 30th RBI. Mariners regain a lead. Ends a run of 9 consecutive hitters retired by Jason Hamill.
Well, for Logan, he gets a fastball 93 miles an hour. It's right on the inside corner, but it is elevated above the belt. Strong, man. This is a towering fly ball to right. I wasn't sure he had enough of it. We'll take a look at our McDonald's Supermo as he gets the barrel to it. What a good swing he put on that pitch.
So Morrison, 2 home runs in his last couple of ball games here. Brad Miller a little bit late, 0-2. Carries out of here about 4 or 5 rows deep. Mariners lead 3-2. Outside to Brad, who struck out his first time. So Morrison now on the RBI train for tonight. You got Cano with a home run in the first, the Zunino second inning double, and now Lomo. 1-2.
We talked about that a little bit earlier. You got to get Hamill up in the zone blow, and there was a perfect example. Up in the zone, Morrison able to get to it and drive it out of the ballpark.
He has definitely been a little bit different than what we saw down in Oakland, Dan, in that he was consistently down the bottom of the strike zone. And today he's made a number of pitches I would call mistakes up out over the plate.
Hamill in that game on Labor Day, 8 innings at 3 hit, 1 run ball, 1 walk, 5 Ks and 111 pitches. It's getting fouled. Oakland won that game on Labor Day 6-1. Two and 2. Brad goes the other way. Johnny Gomes coming in, can't get it. Base hit. 1 out, 1 on, and a run in.
Well, again, Danny, this is on an elevated fastball, probably borderline strike, right at the top of the strike zone, maybe a little bit up. It is a little bit up on our EQC tracer. Brad able to line it into left field. I think Gomes is fortunate that he was able to keep this in front of him. Actually takes it off the chin. That was close to getting by him. That would have been a triple for Brad.
Beard knocked it down.
When you're looking at hitting the ball the other way, Blow, when it's elevated, it makes it so much easier to go that way with it. You don't have to fight for it down in the zone. It's just right there. You just lay the bat head on it, and that's what Miller did. Picked up the base hit.
Austin Jackson, a strikeout and a ground out tonight, 0 for 2.
Take a look at this hit by Miller again. When you're going the other way, the ball down is tough, but the ball up, you just get the barrel to it. You see Miller just lay it right on there. Pick up the base hit.
You can see him having to fight to get on top of it, not pop it up. The thing that helps with Hamill is the ball will run. I think he tried to go inside and ran back out over the middle of the plate.
Fernando Abad heating up quickly. 1-0 to Jackson. Fouled back off of Norris. So the Mariners back in front. They had a 1-0 lead after 1, 2-0 after 2. A's went for a run in the third and the fourth to tie it up. Logan Morrison has put them ahead. 1-1. Ball 2 to Jackson.
Good count to run on, Dan. 2-1. Good hit and run count.
Miller holds. Here's Lowry flipping the Punto over to Fryman, and they get the double play. Home run by Morrison, though, gives the Mariners the lead at 3-2. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by American Family Insurance, your dream is out there. Go get it. Find out more at amfam.com/dreams. The Chess Masters at Westlake in deep thought. 3-2 Mariners. The hush comes over the crowd. Dave Sims with Mike Blowers and Dan Wilson. And the guy in that cap and the hat there supervising. There's Logan Morrison. Tell you what, good to see him put a good swing on a pitch from Hamill to give the Mariners the lead. 8th home run.
Alberto Calespo has come out on deck for the A's, so it looks like Hamill will be finished. Made that decision a little bit easier for Bob Melvin by giving up the run and then having to throw a lot of pitches in the last inning.
Fryman fouls one off.
Yeah, I would suspect maybe if Fryman gets on, if he wants to give Hamill another inning, he might bunt him again. But let's see what happens. Speaking of chess matches, right?
One and two. 6 strikeouts tonight for Paxton. He's walked 3, and all 3 of those walks came in a difficult 3rd inning. Through 31 pitches, gave up a run on a hit and left the bases loaded. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Zunino will tag him. Strikeout number 7. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Paxton. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, the sensational pitching matchups continue. Our CenturyLink link to what's next. Sonny Gray against the King, Felix Hernandez. It'll be night court. Black T-shirts, and their good-looking shirts will be handed out tonight. Tomorrow night, first 35,000 fans who attend tomorrow's game.
And it looks like Billy Burns is going to pinch it, not Calespo. They called Calespo back to the dugout, so Burns will hit.
In tight to Burns, switch hitter. Fouled off.
The one luxury that Bob Melvin has, Blow, is it's September. He's got a lot of extra bodies, both in the dugout and in the bullpen, so he's not worried about running out of players.
No, he's in good shape there. We've seen Lloyd McClendon use his entire bench in bullpen since the call up.
Way away to foul ball.
Another good fastball on the inside corner at 96 miles an hour. So Paxton at 93 pitches still looks pretty good.
Yeah, and really the difference in the last couple innings, Blow, he's just been ahead in the count rather than behind in the count.
1-2. Took something off and base hit. Center field for Billy Burns. Burns drafted by the Nationals, 32nd round back in 2011. Save time and money. Riding sounder from Lakewood and South Tacoma to Seattle. For schedules, visit soundtransit.org. Bring up Nick Punto. Nick reached on a fielder's choice last time up. Grounded out to shorts first time.
So Paxton throw the ball out of play for Billy Burns. Congratulations, his first major league hit. Hopefully he won't score.
Burns originally drafted by the Braves in 08. Nationals drafted him in 11. And last December they traded Burns to Washington. Washington traded by the Nats to the A's for Jerry Blevins.
And the A's have already shown that they will run Sam Fold with a stolen base and a pretty good lead for Burns over at first. Paxton throwing over a couple of times, just trying to keep him close. He's getting a good lead.
Burns, 25 years old, out of Marietta, Georgia, went to Mercer University. Got a great jump. Here's a throw down to second. He is in there.
Yeah, it looks like he goes on first movement. See him dive into second. See if he gets his hand in there in time. And he does.
He gets his first big league hit. And stolen base.
That was a good throw by Mike Zunino, Danny. It looked like he ran on first movement. Too big a jump, but a good throw.
Yeah, not a lot you can do as a catcher on a play like that. And you can see Mike just stayed within himself, made a nice throw down there, made it close. But when a runner gets that kind of jump, it's almost impossible to throw him out.
For Burns, that's his second stolen base. 2-0 pitch. Bounce to Seager, holds the runner, throws out Punto for out number 2. Two outs with Burns at second. Bring up Sam Fuld.
Well, Paxton with his struggles tonight. 8 pitches when he's had to. The A's are 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. It's a problem that they've been going through lately when you look at their struggles. A tough time picking up the hits.
First and third, 1 out. Hard bunt to Cano, scored. Fryman back in the 4th inning. Paxton ahead 0-2.
Couple of pitches on the outside corner. Again, we talked about Mike Zunino, what a great job he does receiving and framing those pitches. Those, according to the EQC tracer, just a little off the plate. But Mike does such a great job, gets both of those for strikes.
One and two here to Fuld. And he got him. Here's Zanino. He'll throw down the first. That'll do it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. Mariners lead 3-2. Three-two lead as they try to run down the Oakland Athletics. Time now for our Seattle City Light power play. And our power play tonight involves Mr. Cano. First at bat. Nobody on. He went the other way on a 1-0 pitch. Rode it out of here for his 13th home run. 76th RBI. And the Mariners took a 1-0 lead. He's going to bat second in this inning. Dustin Ackley will lead off. Jason Hamill, his night is done. Take a look at what he did this evening.
Threw the ball well, but the Mariners able to get to him for 3 runs. Only 4 hits, though, over the 5 innings. He did walk a batter through 78 pitches, 6 strikeouts for Hamill.
Pride of Walla Walla, Washington. Eric O'Flaherty, the former Mariner. had been closing for a while Sean Doolittle was on the DL, and Sean just activated today. Ackley, Cano, and Morales here in the 6th. Ackley just returning after bone spurs had flared up on him, knocked him out of action for a few days. Ackley, big part of the Mariners' second half surge. So far tonight, Dustin grounded out the first and a strikeout. Three and one. Pops one up foul. Cano's on deck. O'Flaherty is with the Mariners in 06, 7, and 8. 7-2 record. Popped up. Punto, the second baseman, makes the play. As we take a look at our Delta Airlines, keep climbing wild card standings. For the Royals, they lost tonight. Detroit won. Detroit regains the lead in the Central Division. Mariners have been in good shape here, tying Kansas City with a victory here tonight, picking up a full game on the Athletics as well. Mariners would love to get that first wild card spot with me in a home playoff game as Cano gets his second hit tonight, 2 for 3.
First pitch swinging for Cano, gets a fastball. Fastball middle in. Well, we've talked about it all year. Does such a good job of keeping his hands inside the ball. Gets the barrel to it, hits it hard back up the middle. That's a great look from our McDonald Supermo in the swing by Cano. Never changes. He's amazing how consistent he has been, Dan.
When you got a good swing like that, there's no reason to change it at all. Saw the home run earlier in the game the opposite way, and then that ball right up the middle.
Here's Morales. He's 1 for 2 against O'Flaherty. There's a .281 hitter right-handed this year, 178 left-handed. Cano takes off. Here's the throw down to second. Got him. Quick hands by Punto on that bounce throw by Norris. Cano thrown out for just the third time trying to steal a base.
And I think that the A's get away with one as it's a poor throw, but it just happens to be a perfect one-hop throw. And a quick tag by Punto. Certainly looks as if Cano was out, and he is.
Looked like a pretty good quick release by Norris, but didn't get much on the throw. But like you said, Blow, it was in a perfect spot. A good long hop for Punto, and Punto makes a nice tag for the out.
So 2 outs, nobody on. 1-1 count here to Morales. It's hit hard, deep, right center field. That ball is traveling out of here. Kendrys Morales with a home run. That's the third Mariner home run here tonight. It's a 4-2 Seattle lead. For Morales' 7th round tripper, 41st RBI. And that's his 3rd home run hit right-handed this season.
And it's a good sign for the Mariners to see him get hot. Trying to see the damage of Cano in this one and what Kyle Seager has done this year. And for the most part, Morales hitting in between them. If he can get hot here in the last 2 weeks, what a difference he can make. Gets a fastball in the middle of the plate. It's a great job of staying behind it. That is not a cheap home run, by the way.
No.
Hit it out to right center field, right by the 380 mark. We'll take another look at it. It'll fly over the fence, just left of the 380 mark.
395 feet. 2-out homer by Morales. Seager quickly in an 0-2 hole here. Kyle tonight a walk, stolen base, and a run scored in the second. Fly out to left in the fourth.
So both balls tonight, Cano's and Morales, has really looked like they continued to carry after it looked like they were going to die. And that one there again, that ball just kept going. And those boys hit those balls pretty hard the other way.
No, because there's not much wind here tonight, nothing to help them.
Strike 3 called. Seager can't believe it. Inning though highlighted by a Morales home run, his 7th of the season, and the Mariners' 3rd home run this evening. 4-2 Seattle. Every game matters, and as the Mariners continue their march towards the postseason, now's the time for you to receive priority for 2014 playoff tickets by placing a deposit on 2015 season tickets. For more info on how you can catch all the action both this year and next as Mariners season ticket holder, log on to mariners.com/15. Well, James Paxton leaves with the lead, fellas.
6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, only one of them earned. Mariners had a couple of errors so far in this one tonight. 3 walks, that cost him a run. 8 strikeouts for him, though, 102 pitches, and it looked as if the last couple of innings, Dan, he finally started to settle in when we were expecting from him, and did a pretty good job to get through 6 when you look at where he was at after the first 2 innings.
Yeah, I agree. I think Oakland had a couple of opportunities that they squandered early in the game. The bases loaded in the 3rd where they weren't able to really break anything open, and then Pax able to find the strike zone in the 5th and 6th innings, was able to get ahead and was a much different pitcher in that later innings.
Carson Smith will take over for the Mariners. Just his 4th appearance. Good fastball. He'll be around 95, 96 miles an hour with a hard slider.
Mariners minor league reliever of the year last season.
Charlie Furbush getting loose in the pen now for the Mariners.
Top of the order for Carson Smith, Coco Crisp, Johnny Gomes, and Josh Donaldson. Strike 1 at 94 miles an hour. Coco tonight is fouled out to right, walked and grounded out.
And to your point, Danny, with Paxton, he had some base runners out there, but he made pitches when he needed to. They were just 1 for 11 off of him with runners in scoring position.
And again, Blow, no extra base hits tonight for Oakland, just singles here and there. A bunt single drove in a run as well, or a bunt sacrifice, I guess.
That extends the Paxton streak of batters. He came in with 86 batters faced without allowing an extra base hit. add 6 more innings to that. Josh Reddick's on deck. Not bad for Johnny Gomes. Carson Smith, 6'6", 24 years old, out of Dallas. Breaking ball, and we're told that Giovanni Soto had to leave the game because of back spasms. Three-two pitch to Coco Crisp, leading off the 7th. Breaking ball, get him looking.
What a good slider right on the outside corner.
One down here in the 7th time now for Geico, this date in MLB history. Take you back to 1979. Yes, the Hall of Famer reaches the 3,000 hit mark with a single off of Jim Beattie. As it finished his career with 3,419 hits, most by any Red Sox player. It's Josh Reddick pinch hitting for Johnny Gomes.
As you mentioned, Blow, a nice backdoor slider there by Smith for the strikeout. Started that thing off the plate quite a bit, then just caught the corner. Really nice pitch to Crisp.
When you're a leadoff hitter in a 3-2 count, you do not expect to see that pitch wide of the plate. You give up on it early. Tremendous break on it, late break to it too.
Yeah.
Carson Smith ahead of Reddick 0-2. Johnny Gomes' night is done. He finished 1 for 3 with a strikeout and an infield hit. Nino thought he had another punch out.
They tried again and was just off the plate away. Didn't miss by much. What a good pitch, especially in an 0-2 count.
One and 2. And again, after home plate umpire David Rackley, 32-year-old from North Carolina, first year in the big league staff. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Reddick's gone. Carson Smith dealing tonight. Couple strikeouts here in the 7th. We take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. 2 more games with the Athletics, and then that road trip. The Angels, the Astros, and the Blue Jays. Don't forget your passport, Mike.
Already packed away, ready to go. Been looking forward to that trip for months, Dave.
as have I, Michael. As have I. When you looked at the schedule, it sort of jumped off at you, going like, whack, whack, whack.
I believe I pointed that out to you in spring training.
Yes, you did. Well, and believe me, I didn't forget it either. Man, oh. Josh Donaldson, 1 for 3 night. Just shy of 30,000 tonight, 29,090. Big crowd of close to 40,000 expected tomorrow. Night court. Felix on the mound. Black t-shirts given out to the first 35,000 folks. Long foul. James Paxton leaves with the lead, goes 6 innings. And now Lloyd McClendon turns it over to the best bullpen in baseball. 1 and 2. 2 and 2 to Donaldson. Mariners tonight, if you're just joining us, have hit 3 home runs. Cano in the first. In the 5th inning, Logan Morrison went deep. In the 6th, it was Kendrys Morales. And oh, by the way, Mike Zunino, not to be forgotten, 2nd inning RBI double. Did not go as they checked with Mike Malinsky down at first base.
Although that breaking ball has been so deadly for Smith, with the first couple of hitters, 3-2 count here, I think we're going to see it again.
Time called. There we go at the 3-2 pitch. 2 out, nobody on. Breaking ball, good call, Dan. You've caught many a game. What do you come back with next?
Well, I think the only reason why he was able to get a piece of that is because it was up and in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, it's a tough situation here. You don't want to put Donaldson on with a free pass, but he's got good confidence in that breaking ball. I think he's going to come back with it one more time.
Here we go, 3-2. Up the middle. Cano with the backhand to throw. Got him. Nobody does it better. 4-2 Mariners. Stretch is brought to you by Washington's Lottery and the Department of Imagination. What would you do if you won? If you're watching outside the Seattle area, you may want to get on a plane and come out to the Great Pacific Northwest. We've got spectacular weather today, tomorrow, Sunday, and some terrific baseball on tap as the Mariners trying to best get into and better their position in the playoff chase. Sam Fuld, he moves from right field to left field. Taking over in right field is Josh Reddick. And the new pitcher, right-hander Dan Otero.
See the numbers for Otero. His 64th game on the year. 8-1 record. Got 11 holds with that ERA down low at 2.04.
Otero's first hitter will be Michael Saunders. Michael is struck out looking and swinging at the hands of Jason Hamm. Back up the middle. Shortstop right there. That's Jed Lowry, one away. Don't miss the last Key Bank run around the bases of the season. Cheer on the Mariners Sunday as they take on the A's. 1:10 first pitch, and then after the game, cheer on your youngsters as they too take a trip around the Safeco Field Diamond. They're great family fun. Pick up tickets at Mariners.com. There's Mike Zunino. Mariners have 4 runs. 3 have come via home runs, and Mike drove in a run with an RBI double in the second. Dan Otero on the mound. He's out of Miami, Florida, went to school at Duke University, as did his first baseman, Nate Fryman. Zunino continues to do a great job behind the plate. He's powered 20 home runs this season. Earned a franchise record for catchers. Otero, in his second year with the Athletics, came over from the Giants. Took the Giants last year. So popped up and playable. 1-0 for out number 2 here in the 7th. We take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the ball game. And boys, take us back here. Logan Morrison leads the yard in the 5th.
He gets a high fastball just above the belt. Towering fly ball. Wasn't sure it had enough, but it goes about 4 rows deep. For Logan, his 8th home run on the year, but more importantly, at that point, it was a 2-2 tie, and he breaks it up with a solo homer.
Shoots one to the gap. That'll get down, and it's going to scoot all the way to the fence. Logan Morrison with a 2-out double here in the 7th inning. Lomo's 15th double. 2 for 3 tonight.
Both hits for extra bases. We showed you the home run. He pulled it right down the right field line. This time he gets a good fastball right on the outside corner. Decides to go with it. His 15th double on the year. Hit it hard. So many times we've seen Coco Chris be able to cut the ball off, but he hit that so hard he wasn't able to get to it in time. We're going to have a pinch runner. Stephen Romero is going to come out and pinch run for Morrison.
A good night for Logan Morrison. No doubt see smoke at first base. There's Brad Miller. Strike one.
Danny Farquhar starting to get loose in the pen for the Mariners.
On to Brad. Brad has struck out single tonight. Otero take it to the bag himself. That'll do it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. Played 7 here at Safeco Field. Logan Morrison's had a big part in this 4-2 Mariner lead.
Here at Safeco Field tonight with the M's leading the A's as we get ready for the 8th. Tom Glasgow with you from the Forward Sports Desk. Hey kids, it's time. That's right. It's our AT&T fan photo of the night. Let's take a look. Who went the extra mile to send us a photo? We have to thank Kelly. Oh, look at that. Kelly and family here tonight taking advantage of the neon sunglasses that were handed out prior to the ball game this evening. Kelly, thanks for sending that in. Hey, be sure and tweet your photos to hashtag Mariners fan photo for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast. Back up to the booth.
All right, Tom, thank you. Bouncing ball to Brad Miller. Easy play as he throws out Derek Norris. One away. Justin Smoke takes over at first base. And in left field, James Jones replaces Dustin Ackley.
To your point, Dan, at this point in the year, you have a lot of bodies. Yeah. You may as well use them.
I think Lloyd does a great job getting these guys in there, keeping them sharp. And, you know, you never know, especially in a race like this, who's going to be the hero. And these guys are getting a chance to play.
Jed Lowry struck out 3 times here tonight.
In the meantime, Carson Smith stays on. What do you like about him?
You know, he's thrown a lot of strikes. I like his breaking ball. He's been very effective with the lefties on that backdoor breaking ball. Kept it down.
So he has some sink to his fastball, doesn't he?
2 away is Cano. Throws out Lowry.
This is one of those situations, Dave, where we saw early in the year when Dominic Leone came to the big leagues and Lloyd, after 1 or 2 appearances, just said, that's it, I like this kid, he's here. Yeah. And he may feel the same way about Carson Smith. For him to be pitching in this situation right now.
And after we'd seen him early in the week, because we said it the first week, so now we're seeing double bonus. So I was like, he's falling in big like with that kid.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yes, sir.
Alberto Calespo is going to pinch hit. He will hit for Fryman.
And we were asking Lloyd about that the other day, and he gave one of those one of those devious smiles. But yeah, right-handers have some. Yeah.
Well, same thing really below. Bob Melvin doing the same thing. He's getting their guys in there. Adam Dunn's come up on deck.
Here to Calespo. Here's Adam Dunn. Brought over from the White Sox. Waiver deal.
There's that backdoor breaking ball, and he's really found a nice slot with that pitch, and he's just nailing that outside corner with it. That's a tough pitch.
There's not much you can do as a left-handed hitter. Again, you see a wide at the plate, you give up on it, and there it is. You can see him splitting the corner again.
2-2.
And as you mentioned, Blow, with that fastball that runs away from them, that's a great combination to have on that outside corner.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. All the way.
Even on that swing, you get that slider in the back of your mind, and at 91 miles an hour, still tied him up with a fastball that was basically in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, a little bit of an emergency swing there. Hitters have to stay on that pitch for a long time to see it.
2-2.
Pretty good pitch.
And a lot of guys headed for the dugout on that pitch. They were reading that one. 3-2 now. Payoff pitch.
And that's big. You have Adam Dunn on deck.
Ball 4 to Calespo. 2 outs here in the 8th. Catch a new episode of Mariners All Access this Sunday at noon. With exclusive player interviews, behind the scenes footage, and Mariners stories you can't find anywhere else. If you do miss Sunday's episode, tune in for re-airs throughout the week on Root Sports. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com. Lloyd going to come out and get the youngster. Carson Smith 2 strikeouts and a walk in the 6 men that he faced. Here comes Charlie Furbush. Mariners have a 4-2 lead.
Two of this series, the M's with a 4-2 lead. Pitching change right now from the Ford Sports Desk. Let's give you just a few reasons why you will definitely want to stick around for Mariners post-game, presented by Delta Airlines. We'll get the no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point words of wisdom from the skipper, Lloyd McClendon, player reaction, Val's analysis, and we'll preview Felix's start tomorrow. It's night court on Saturday at the ballpark for Game 2 of this series. Let's send it back upstairs.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. 2 outs, a man aboard. 8th inning. And the Mariners in front of the Athletics, first of 3. And Charlie Furbush is the 3rd Mariner pitcher this evening. Game number 61 for Charlie.
And he's pitched well. 3.66 ERA. Opponents hitting .252 against Charlie. 45 strikeouts and 39 in a third. Only 8 walks on the year. He has his work cut out for him right here, though.
It'll be Big Adam Dunn. Yesterday in the 1-0 loss at Chicago for the Athletics, Dunn came up in the 9th inning. He didn't get anything to swing at.
Nope, 2 outs in that game. He comes up, and he didn't get much to swing at.
Hey, good to see you, pal.
Yeah,
how are you?
That's right.
One.
Good slider from Charlie there, usually coming out of the bullpen. Those pinch hitters looking for one pitch, and that's a fastball. You come out there throwing breaking ball, you get a lot of swings and misses.
Done 1 for 5 against slider. Charlie.
Mariners have the shift on with Dunn hitting, and a lot of home runs in his career. 462 home runs, 1 behind David Ortiz. There you can see Cano out on the outfield grass. Kyle Seager on the right side of the infield.
Dunn 35th all time in home runs. Broken bat, fly ball. Jones broke back, reacts, and comes in to make the catch. The Furbush gets the job done. We go to the bottom of the 8th in a 4-2 Mariner lead. Oakland Athletics in a huge series here in the American League West. Coming up tomorrow, CenturyLink link to what's next. This is a great pitching matchup. Sonny Gray against the King, Felix Hernandez. It'll be night court. First 35,000 fans are going to get black T-shirts with Felix's King's Court on there. That's going to be fun. It says night court. It's going to be a lot of fun coming up tomorrow night.
I would have a feeling it will be electric here as Callaspo will stay in the game at first base. It's always fun when Felix pitches here at home.
And the new pitcher is Evan Scribner.
Just 8 1/3 for him this year. 5 strikeouts. Hasn't walked anybody. Opponent's hitting 167. Fernando Rodney getting loose in the Mariner pen.
Top of the order, here's Austin Jackson, followed by James Jones and Robinson Cano. Big breaking ball for strike. Two. Scribner out of New Milford, Connecticut. Dominic Leone's a Connecticut youngster. Evan pitched at Central Connecticut State University in New Britain, Connecticut. 1-2 to Jackson. Fights it off. Jackson a strikeout, ground out, and bounced into a double play tonight.
James Jones waiting on deck. Came on as a defensive replacement for Dustin Ackley. Left-hander Abad getting loose in the pen for the A's.
Mariners get their runs, 3 of them via home runs. Cano in the first, an opposite field shot. They got a Zunino RBI double in the second. Home run by Morrison in the 5th, and Morales went deep in the 6th. A's got a 3rd inning run on an RBI by Josh Donaldson and an RBI by Sam Fuld in the 4th. 2-2 here to Jackson. Scribner drafted by the D-backs, 28th round back in 2007. 3rd season with the Athletics as Jackson fouls it into the glove of Norris. 1 down. So 1 away here in the 8th. The most popular way to follow the Mariners' push to the postseason is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, live radio broadcast, the MLB TV game of the day, and more. Get at bat for your smartphone or tablet from the App Store or visit Mariners.com. Bob Melvin going to make a pitching change. Mariners have a 4-2 lead.
Night, Mariners leading the A's 4-2, bottom of the 8th. Tom Glasgow with you from the Forward Sports Desk. How about we talk a little college football? We've got some Big Sky action coming your way just 1 week from tomorrow. And I know you'll be interested in seeing what Vernon Adams might be able to pull off as Eastern Washington plays in Bozeman against Montana State. We'd love to have you join us. I'll be in Bozeman with Jason Stiles and Jen Mueller. All the action begins Saturday, September 20th at noon Pacific on Root Sports, the home of Big Sky football. Of course, Vernon Adams with those 7 touchdown passes last week against the Huskies. He is one fun player to watch. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Tab, thank you. Enjoy your trip. Good to have you with us here tonight. Tom Glasgow working with us. Fernando Abad has completed his warm-ups.
And they've called James Jones back to the dugout. Chris Denorfia will pinch hit for Jones. For Abad this year, a 1.53 ERA. He's pitched well for the A's. 49 strikeouts in 53 innings. Opponent's hitting 163 off of the hard-throwing left-hander.
First time Abad and Denorfia will face off. One out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th. Veteran Chris Denorfia joined the ball club when we were in Baltimore, coming over from San Diego. The trade deadline. Good count for him, 2-0. To the strike. We're a .295 hitter against left-hand pitcher. Chops that one foul. Chris will no doubt stay on and play left field. Center field, backing up Coco Chris, but he's there. Two away in the 8th. That'll bring up Robinson Cano. He's had a heck of a night. Opposite field home run and a base hit to center in the 6th. He's 2 for 3. Cano looking for his first hit against Abad.
And Fernando Rodney just pacing himself out into the bullpen. He's ready to go.
Abad from La Romana in the Dominican Republic, same hometown as Rodney. Mariners got a run in the first, run in the second. A's answered, tying it with run in the 3rd and 4th. And the Mariners, 5th inning, home run by Morrison. 6th inning, home run by Morales to get the 4-2. Logan Morrison had a good night before being pulled. Home run and a double. Good count for Cano, 2-0. Ducking away from breaking ball.
Started that 2-0 breaking ball at him. Blow just does come around to get the plate a little bit, but
as a hitter 2-0, you're looking fastball the whole way, and you see it come out of his hand, and it's basically right around your head. Give him some credit for catching the inside corner with that breaking ball.
Right to Callaspo, the new first baseman, will take it himself. Well, here we go. Turn your caps to 10 o'clock. It's Fernando Rodney time. The Mariners have a 4-2 lead heading to the ninth. Is on the mound warming up, and we take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing wild card standings. With the win, the Mariners would tie the Kansas City Royals for that second wild card spot and pick up a full game on the Athletics. They try to get into second place in the division. Why, this weekend series is just humongous. Pitching, fellas. James Paxton had a rough spot in the third, but all in all, not bad tonight.
No, I thought he was okay. He struggled early on with his command, but eventually found it. Was able to pick up 8 strikeouts, a lot of fastballs on the inside part of the plate. Eventually getting to his curveball to pick up those strikeouts. That's a big strikeout. Runners on, and was able to get out of that inning. But I thought he was effective, Danny, after that third inning.
Yeah, and the key was getting ahead. Got ahead of a lot of hitters later in his outing. 1-2 counts, 0-2 counts. Throwing inside, Mike, we talked about it, and then using that breaking ball down low.
Ended up going 6 innings, just 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. Had 3 walks, all 3 walks coming in the same inning, and the A's were able to pick up a run in that inning. 8 strikeouts, 102 pitches for James Paxton. Chris Norfield will stay in the game and play left field. And Fernando Rodney looking to tie Sasaki for the all-time lead in a season for 45 saves. What a year he has had. 66 strikeouts and 60 in the third. Opponents hitting .240. Brandon Moss will step in and pinch hit. Mariners will put the shift on with Moss hitting Kyle Seager on the right side of the infield.
Moss, first pitch swinging, lines one, left field, base hit. Bring the tying run to the plate.
First pitch fastball, Rodney trying to get ahead. Just off the plate away, and Moss going with it. For Rodney, his fastball will be 92 to 97 miles an hour, and of course the great changeup at around 80.
So Moss now 2 for 5 against Rodney, and brings up Sam Fuld. Fuld 1 for 1. First pitch swings and fouls one off.
Looks like maybe Oakland has an aggressive game plan with Rodney. First 2 pitches, first ball swinging for Oakland. They don't want to get deep off of Rodney. That changeup is so deadly. They're looking for that fastball early.
Yeah, I think that you're right, Dan. Get after the fastball.
Base hit the other way. So now the go-ahead run comes to the plate. First two men have reached.
And another fastball away from Sam Fold, and he goes with it, hits it in the hole. No stride at all.
You see Moss's swing, and then you see Fold swing. Maybe it was just taking the other way on that fastball. Take your chances to left field. Both those guys had good swings on that ball away.
I think also it's a veteran lineup, and they understand as the closer probably going to pitch away for the most part.
3 pitches, 2 singles. Mariners in some trouble here. Tying runs aboard. Here's Coco Crisp. 0-1.
Again, the A's last in sacrifice bunting. Melvin does not like to give up outs.
Coco Crisp 5 for 12 against Rodney with a home run. Mariners would love a double play. Popped up. That'll work. One away. Bring up Josh Reddick.
And again, it's another fastball. This one at 93 miles an hour, pretty much in the middle of the plate. But a weak pop up to third with the first out here in the ninth.
Here's Reddick off the end of the bat.
Again, being aggressive. This time Rodney changes up and goes to the changeup. You see how far out in front he was.
Yeah, Reddick looking dead red right here. And Rodney comes with the changeup. Cues this thing right off the end of the bat. He got the end of the bat. Way out front.
There's the 0-1. Just outside. Reddick go for 6 against Rodney. 1 out, 2 on here in the ninth.
It's the best fastball we've seen from Rodney so far at 95 miles an hour.
Crowd buzzing here at Safeco Field, 29,090. Rodney's got a 1-2 pitch to Reddick. Did he go? He did. Struck him out. 2 outs.
Great changeup from Rodney. The key to it is he kept it down in the zone and gets a check swing from Reddick. But after the fastball, it comes back 83. Drops it right on top of the plate. Good job by Zunino to keep it in front of him.
You're right, Below. He set it up with that fastball away. You could see Reddick was behind on him. He had to really speed up his bat. Comes back with the changeup. Middle of the plate, but down.
And an
Great
important
pitch.
block by Zunino. Keep the runners where they're at.
Josh Donaldson, big producer for the Athletics. Could be the final hurdle. 0-1. Donaldson 0 for 3 against Fernando. Rodney ready with the 1-0. There's his strike, 1-1.
Couple of 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. That one really middle of the plate. But Donaldson just kind of locked up on it.
One pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike away from putting it in the books. Four runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners. 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Athletics.
It's like Rodney calling Zunino out just to make sure they're on the same page here with this pitch. My guess is Mike won't even give a sign or give a deke sign. But that runner on second base, they don't want any chance of him relaying any kind of sign. So it's a big pitch in the ball game right here.
Rodney ready with the 1-2 pitch to Donaldson. Fouled off.
Well, they tried to go back inside, tried to get it in on his hands. He's already chased a pitch in off of the plate, but that one in the middle of the plate. 96 miles an hour. See the late swing from Donaldson. Still has that changeup in the back of his mind.
Rodney ready. The 1-2 to Donaldson. Nice save by Zunino. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I've seen Mike do that so often with that changeup down. Rodney's got to be down, Mike, and he's got to have the trust that Mike Zunino will keep it in front of him. He's done that so well. Kept those runners right where they were.
A's have put 2 men on. 2 outs. 2-2 pitch to Josh Donaldson. Rodney delivers. Swing and a miss. That's the ball game. Shoot that arrow in the sky. Mariners win it 4-2 and pick up a full game on the Athletics. They're a half game behind them in second place. They tied Kansas City for the second wild card, and the first wild card spot is within reach this weekend.
What a huge win for the Mariners. Start of this series, you have Paxton going. You have to feel good about that matchup. Paxton, a little shaky early, Dan, but was able to get it back together, keep his club in the ballgame, giving up just the 1 earned run. And then the Mariners with 3 home runs tonight. Good to see. And congratulations to Rodney, now tying Sasaki for the single season record at 45 saves.
Yeah, the Mariners getting on the board early. Oakland ties it up, but I really felt like the momentum breaker was the Morrison home run, followed up by the Morales home run. They just never were able to get anything going, and then you turn it over to the bullpen. Carson Smith throwing the heck out of the ball, and then Rodney with a nice 45th save on the year.
45 saves, leading the American League, ties a franchise record. James Paxton picks up the victory to go 6-2. Here's your up to the second standings. The Mariners breathing down, about to bite the neck of the Oakland Athletics. A half game back. Kansas City, they lost tonight, so the Mariners tied with the Royals. It's getting better every day. Let's send it out Mariners post game right now. Center field with Angie and Dave Valley.
All right, guys, thanks so much. I have to admit it. I didn't want to admit it before the game, but it was huge to get this first one.
No question about it. We talk about this team coming in to Safeco Field, looking to set the tone for this series, and tonight was a big one. And you had young James Paxton on the mound, and he did not disappoint.
You know how we love seeing Robinson, Cano in the lineup every single day, batting third? We do. Jason Hamill hates it because now Cano has more hits against him than any other batter in all of baseball. He is standing by with Artem Mueller.
All right, Robinson, they were talking about how important it was to get the first run on the board today. You do that, but I'm wondering, what are you thinking when you make contact with the ball? It barely goes out.
Well, I mean, I was just looking for a pitch over the plate and something I can be able to make a wall contact and, but this guy, that one went out.
How much of what we saw today was maybe the team regrouping on the off day and understanding the significance of this series?
I mean, it was a great game. If you want to say in the rest, this is the kind of game we got to play. how to play the little game, move the guys over, do our job with scoring position, and we just got to keep fighting.
Couple questions about your teammates tonight. The awareness of Kyle Seager to dive at third, flip the ball to second to get the pitcher. What does that say about how far he's come defensively?
Well, that was a great play. I mean, that was the play of the inning. And because we got a guy to force out on second, instead of go to first, he went to second. We keep the double play alive.
And lastly, Fernando Rodney ties the club record for most saves in a single season. What do you think about your fellow countryman and the job he's done this season?
Man, it's a great job. Congratulations to Rodney. And, long way from spring training. And that job that's being done for us, how the bullpen is being outstanding.
Well, Cano helps the bullpen rest easy. His 13th home run of the season, Angie.
All right, Jen, thank you so much. And a reminder that Robinson Cano absolutely loves to hit against these Oakland A's. A hit now in 24 of the last 25 games against them. In the first one, his first hit of this game, pretty impressive. Apo Taco, first inning, let's get the Mariners on the board.
Well, that's what Robinson Cano was brought here to do. Get the big hit when they need it. Now we're talking about late in September. Robbie Cano steps up there in the biggest series of the year in this first at-bat, and he puts the Mariners up on the board with an opposite field home run. This is exactly how Jack Zduriencik pictured it could happen, having a premier hitter in the middle of his lineup late in the season in a pennant race.
I was just on the road trip, and Robinson Cano was telling me how he was explaining to Kyle Seager, there's so many hits out there and left. If they want to give that to you, if they want to pitch you away, use that. And he just doesn't, talk.
Easy for Robbie to say that because he's got power every single way, but is this just a picture worth 1,000 words right here?
Yes, Mariners win tonight, and in the process, Rodney ties the club record for saves in a season. We've got lots to get to here on Mariners Post Game. Seattle takes it 4-2 in the opener.